Hey guys, it's Dr. Skillern. Hey, listen, I'm real excited today. I get to share with you guys some of the new services that we'll be offering here in the clinic. As of now, we've got all three of the COVID-19 vaccines, the Pfizer, the Moderna, and the J&J. So we can initiate that series if you haven't had it yet. You can come in here, set an appointment, come in here, and we can give it to you. And if you don't set an appointment and you walk in, listen, work with us, we'll work with you. You're walking in, so we'll take care of you, but it may take just a bit, not all day, but we'll get you taken care of. Okay, that's with the initial series. We're also able to give you the booster, okay? Now, why is that? Well, as we've been given these injections, they've had studies going on so we can see exactly what is and what isn't the vaccines are doing. It's been shown through studies that in time, the vaccines, their effectiveness wanes a little bit, which means the antibody levels go down, which would fight off the virus if you came in contact with it, okay? The booster is to bump that antibody protection, immunity, or protection against coronavirus back up, okay, to an acceptable level. Those are levels that the FDA, CDC have set. Okay? Hey guys, I got to chime in right here. The original video was shot on October 18th of 2021. Today is October 21st of 2021, and from the 18th to the 21st, there's been some changes with the vaccines, okay? On the 18th, when I originally made the initial video, only the Pfizer was authorized for a booster injection 6 months after receiving the second or the last dose to complete the series earlier in the year. As of yesterday, October 20th, 2021, the FDA has looked at all the research and whatnot on the J&J as well as the Moderna, and they've authorized to get a booster injection of the J&J and the Moderna, okay? I'll get into it more, but I want to throw this in right now. They've also authorized mix and match. So if you got the Pfizer initially, 6 months later, you can get the Pfizer again, or you can get the Moderna, or you can get the J&J. It's your choice. With the Moderna, 6 months after you get that second injection to complete that series, you can come back in for a booster if you qualify under the requirements. That's for all of this. They've got requirements up on the CDC website. I'll give you information. It'll be down in the area below the video. You'll get that information. But going on, 6 months after you got that second shot of the Moderna series, 6 months later, if you fall into the categories, then you can come in right here at Pane C. And after that 6 months, you have a choice. You don't have to get the Moderna again. You can get the Pfizer injection at that point, or you can get the J&J at that point. It's really your choice of what you want to go with, and basically make the decision based on what you find out yourself. What I would say is that I've got the Pfizer injection again, okay? That doesn't mean I'm recommending it. You got to do what's best for yourself and your family. But let me finish up with the boosters. We got one more to cover, the J&J, okay? The J&J, 2 months after having that one injection, 2 months later, you can have another J&J injection if you fall into the categories, or if you so choose, you can get the Pfizer or the Moderna 2 months after getting that single shot J&J. So just to clarify, again, the J&J is 2 months later. You can start looking after you get that one shot. You can start looking at getting a booster if you qualify by the FDA criteria, CDC criteria. For the Moderna, it's 6 months later you can come in. And when you come in, after 6 months of getting that second injection of the Moderna, you can choose Moderna again and get the booster. And you're gonna get half of the initial shots or vaccine for the Moderna. So you'll get 0.25. The initial dosage was 0.5, so you'll get 0.25. Okay, don't worry about it. Anybody giving you the booster, they should know. But ask them anyway. Yeah, you should be getting 25 of the Moderna. Okay, the J&J, you're going to get that full dosage. It'll be the same as the initial dosage. And for the Pfizer, you're going to get that same dosage. It's the same as the initial dosage. But the Moderna, again, you can come in 6 months later, and get the vaccine of your choice. If you've read up something and you feel more comfortable getting the other ones, the FDA has decided to let us mix and match as long as those time periods are met. For the Pfizer and the Moderna, it's 6 months after you had the initial or the second dosage that completed that series. 6 months after then for the Pfizer and the Moderna. You can come in for either of those 6 months later. And if you qualify, and guys, go and look and see if you qualify. If you come in 6 months later, you can get the Moderna or Pfizer again, or you can get the J&J at that point. Okay, that's for the Moderna and Pfizer. For the J&J, 2 months after getting that one dosage, you can come back in and get a booster dose of the J&J again. Or at that point, 2 months after getting that one injection of the J&J, you can come in and decide to get one of the other injections. That could be the Pfizer or the Moderna after 2 months after getting that J&J one dosage. Okay, so those are the changes that have been made. I want to go ahead and put those in this video, so I'm cutting in. But there's, in reality, anybody who's been in medicine, even for a short time, knows that things can change in a heartbeat, because there's always studies going on, guys. And when the studies complete, they post their findings. And if the findings are so compelling to the positive, then the FDA, CDC, they'll start looking at that data. And if it's to the positive, they'll make that move. And that's just advancing in medicine. The more we know about things, the more we can adjust them or advance them and do it better. So medicine is constantly updating. That's why, as a provider, I have to read. After I finish school, I still have to read. So guys, I don't want to stretch this on too far. I just wanted to interject that information so that you will know. And as far as all three of the injections, the boosters, the initial series, you can come right into Pain C and get any of them, okay? But that's what we're going to look at 6 months after you got the second dose of the Pfizer and the Moderna, and at least 2 months since you got that one dose of the J&J. That's when you can look at getting a booster. Either call or walk in, guys. Again, like I said earlier, we're not going to run you off if you walk in. We'll get you. Just come on in. And you'll hear it later on, but all of this stuff is free, guys. So you'll be giving me no money. It's free. So I advise y'all to take advantage of it and protect yourself and your families, okay? Now, the video from the initial one is going to go on. I've just pulled out the piece that said that Pfizer was the only vaccine that was offering a booster. At this point, Pfizer, Moderna, and J&J, per the FDA, are authorized for boosters. So if you qualify, just give us a call or come on in. If you can't figure out anything I just said, just call the clinic. The phone number will be down below, or the phone number's right here. Just so if you don't understand anything I just said, guys, don't sweat it. Just call the clinic, Pain C Clinic, at this number, and you'll generally talk to me, and I'll talk to you about whatever your concern is, and verify to you the criteria for all three of the boosters. Okay, so reach out to us if you can. Now I'll let the video continue, guys. And there's some qualifications now that you have to fall in to get the recommended booster now. And that's people that have comorbidities, cancer people with compromised immune system, liver disease, liver cancer, COPD. And the reason that is these are people that, through the studies that have been going on before we started the vaccine and now, these groups of people have shown that they are more prone to have the worst course of the disease or the virus going through that process. So that's why they're up front getting the boosters first. That's why they're at the front of the line, guys, and basically they need it, okay? So looking at today, October the 18th, that means if you had the second shot of the Pfizer vaccine on April 18th or further back, you're good. If you fall into that criteria, come on in and we'll take care of you. We'll get you through here as quickly as possible. We've got a good flow system set up, so you won't be waiting here long. And once you get the shot, we can let you sit outside in your car, and we'll have somebody out there, roaming out there, to make sure everybody's okay. And we've got the appropriate safety mechanisms in place if somebody does have a problem. Luckily enough, I am also a member of the Medical Reserve Corps here in Tennessee, and we didn't have any issues with the injections. And people waited their 15 minutes and they were able to take on off. So I don't expect it to be any different at this point. But we'll have you stay 15 minutes after the shot if you don't have any history of any allergic reaction. If you have history of allergic reaction or things or history that we're going to talk about in a room, I'm going to talk to you. If you have history that would lend weight to being more cautious, we'll get you to stay 30 minutes after the shot. And that's just an extra precaution, guys. After then, if you're fine, you can go ahead and go. Usually, if most people are going to have a reaction to shots, infusions, that sort of thing, you got to watch them for that first 15 minutes. And that's for people who have not had any problems or any allergic reactions with anything in the past. Now, if you have, the 30 minutes is adding another 15 minutes on to make sure that before you leave, you're stable. And that's what we want to ensure. My priority in this clinic is safety. Safety for you coming to get the vaccines, and also safety for my staff in here giving the vaccines. So we worked all that out. There's another aspect of services that we're going to be supplying also. We're going to be doing the testing here also. So if you need coronavirus testing, we have the rapid antigen test in-house right now. We're using a quick view system, but we can take that specimen from you, and in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we can tell you if you have coronavirus right now or not. And I'm at a caveat to that, guys. If you come in, we test you, you're negative, and you look ill, I'm going to write you up something to recommend you still stay off a few days, and then follow up with me. We'll test you again, okay? If you come out negative that second test, then I'm going to recommend one other option. We're going to go ahead, if we have it by then, we'll test you for the flu, okay? Because we're in that season too. So in order to make sure that we know exactly what's going on with you, we'll either give you the flu test here or send you to a nearby resource where you can get that flu testing. And if that be the case, then if you're within the window for the antiviral medications, they'll be able to give you those too. So in gist, guys, if you have coronavirus or vaccine or testing needs, you can come on in here. And again, and right now, guys, the Pfizer vaccine is authorized for 12 and above. So if you got your kids, they haven't had the injection yet, you can bring them in here too, okay? Set an appointment, or guys, if you're in the area, walk in. We'll take care of you. We'll get you there. But those kids can come in and get the vaccines also, or the Pfizer vaccine. Let me be specific. And or get the testing done. We can test no matter what age they are. If they're sick and they've got symptoms that are in line with coronavirus symptoms, we can test them right here and tell you within, like I said, 10, 15 minutes if you or they have coronavirus right now, okay? And I'll tell you what's going to happen. If you come up positive, okay, then I'm going to recommend to you that you get your family to come in, and then you follow the isolation protocols yourself. We'll test all them. If they all come back negative, everything's fine, okay? But if they are looking ill, we'll go through that same process. Wait a couple of days, we'll test again to make sure, okay? Once we get to that point, then I can let you go and say, well, you don't have coronavirus. But that whole flu thing I just talked about, we'll cover that issue at that point. Because again, we're in that season too. So we're going to have our eyes open to what's best for you once you come and see it. So This is the address to the clinic, guys. This is the phone number to the clinic. And this is the website for scheduling. All of this information will be below. One other thing too, guys. One of the most time-consuming aspects of this whole process is the paperwork. It slows everything down, but we got to get it done. We've got to supply the state and the federal government with the information they need so we can keep track of everybody, who's immunized, who's not. None of that information will go to immigration or any of that stuff, guys. It's not what we're here for. If you're in the United States right now and you need the coronavirus vaccines, we have the ability to give them to you. We'll take some information, but those other things, that's not our concern. Our concern is the public health emergency and to get you taken care of. So if you're in the United States and if you're in Memphis, even if you're from out of town, if you come through here, we can still take care of you, okay? So guys, with all that being said, come see us. And wait a minute, one more thing. The greatest aspect of everything I just said, the greatest aspect of it is free. Whether it's the vaccine, whether it's testing, it's free, guys. This is the way the government set it up and the state has followed suit. So it's free. We're going to take care of you. All you basically got to do is show up. Once you show up, let us know what it is you're desiring, whether it's the vaccines or testing. You got to talk to me. We're going to go in a room. We're going to sit down and talk a bit, and then we'll go from there. But whatever your needs are, I'm sure we can take care of them. Okay? So come see us. Again, Dr. Skiller, and I'll take care of you. My staff is great. I got to give them the heads up, and we're ready for you. So come in and see us, guys. Take care. Be careful. Be safe. And be well, guys. See you soon.